Happy Sunday. Welcome back to my podcast. This is the last. Today we're going to keep this nice and short and sweet. And it is going to be a little more in-depth episode. And if there's one episode that say that you have to listen to, it would be this one. It's going to be giving you a really deep insight into something that I'm actually going through that can help you. And I want to prepare you in your business, you guys, in your life. Sometimes unexpected things happen and it's so important. We're going to be candid and real as always. And we're going to talk about, do you just have one source of income? Do you only have three? And we're going to talk about this today because you should really have 7 or more streams of income. And it should not be just one thing that we do. I know as beauty professionals and service providers, a lot of us love to just have one stream of income or 2 or 3. You know, if you're an educator, I used to get money, no shame, to fly out, to speak, to teach. Aside from product, I should get paid for that. I was also a hairstylist. I would get for in-salon services, for consultations, for teaching. There was like 4 different streams of income. But we're going to get real, and here we go. So I started having issues with my left hand, and I thought maybe I hurt it at work or something. There's something weird to it. It started getting worse and acting up, and I'm like, you know what? Like, am I being a crybaby? Like, what's going on? Whatever. Like most of us, I ignored it, and it got really bad. I could no longer open my hand fully. So, and this happened back in November. Then I got COVID. Okay, many of you guys have heard that story. If not, you can find it on my IG. I have a live about that. So I got COVID unexpectedly in November, which halted all of my testing. And I actually just got my MRI done, and there's something wrong with my spine. And that's what's causing the problems with my left hand. And through all of this, I always say, do things 100% or don't do them at all. That's my motto. I will not feel in integrity if I collected money from somebody doing a service that I can only do a 50% capacity. Okay, that's just my own integrity. So I closed down my salon and everything at the end of January. Like all my clients, refer them out. And I just got this news. So as humans, we process and everything. And I'm like, there's a reason for this. Life's happening for me. I'm not a victim. So how can I share this with my audience, with all of you guys, to help you and kind of give you some guidance in this to protect you? So here we go. Number 1. What's going to happen if tomorrow one of your hands are gone? I know, like, that's so dramatic, right? But think about it. Like, I was healthy, you guys. Like, I have been super healthy except for migraines when I turned 29. The past 4 years, I've been a super healthy person, okay? It happened out of the blue. And with COVID, like, I lost pretty much my education money, my traveling money, my client money, like things. We were shut down almost 6 months in California. Okay. Especially where I live. We just got to the red tier, if you know what that means with COVID. So indoor dining just opened up today. What are you going to do if those 3 or 4 incomes of resource requires you to do in salon services? Do you have a different stream of income? Number 2, you should have more than 3. So what happened with me is that all at once, I lost all of that, okay? Thank God in the universe that, things and opportunities have opened up for me. I have other skills. And this is where I say, this whole like specialize only in one area. And I'm not judging. I'm just giving you guys some perspective from somebody who's going through it. Do you have other skills that you can start diversifying your income with? So for me, I come from a business background. I don't know if you guys know that. I was in the insurance industry prior to coming to this, and I've worked in schools. So I've learned how to use a lot of, the different softwares and, computer, and I'm a little bit techie, I'm not gonna lie. And if I don't know something, I love to like play with it until I get it. I don't use YouTube videos. That's just not me. But having the diversified income, having invested last year in 2 different online courses for creators, how to create an online business and a digital business CEO and different things, has helped me diversify my income. So now, as I go through recovery and through everything, it's been pretty simple. Just like I record this podcast through my cell phone every week and I share it authentically. I don't edit it and I share it just with you guys with a click of a button. The same thing goes with my creation because it's gotten pretty fast where I can create a freebie in like 20 minutes. And the only reason why I'm sharing this is because it's so important that we do not narrow ourselves down to only one stream of income. Even for me, like right now, my husband and I were planning on investing in real estate and some other things. I just think it's so important because if tomorrow your main source of income goes away, what are you going to do? Number 2, do you have a savings? And I love this, and shout out to David Peacemaker. You guys can look him up on Instagram or on Clubhouse. I believe he's on there too. He was talking about the importance of having different savings. And I've never told you guys that, but I have a savings for my business. I have a savings for my personal. My husband has a savings for his business. And so we have like different types of accounts, like aside from our checkings accounts. And people always thought we were crazy, and I thought we were crazy. And I heard David said that. I'm like, you know what? We're not so crazy. So do you have other savings accounts to push you through in events something like this happen? I took out a EDLI loan, one of those loans, that the government gave for, the pandemic and everything. And, I have it because I'm like, okay, I'm going to, it's like 2%, like 3% interest. So I was like, oh, that's so low. I'm like, if I don't need it, I have the money sitting there and I know I need to pay like, interest in it. But I'm like, just in case of anything. So just in case of anything, now we have that little cushion. But I just think, and I'm being totally candid, I think it's so important. And I know right now there's PPP loans and all this stuff going on. Make sure that you have a safety net for yourself. You never know what can happen. And it's so important to be protected. Number 3, I know you guys are going to be surprised over this. I worked in insurance, guys. So everybody has life insurance in my family. Do you have life insurance? There's some, and I'm not a financial advisor. Again, you should talk to a financial advisor or a lawyer. I have life insurance, and we all do, because you can actually accrue interest depending what kind of policy you have, and you can take out loans in them if you have to. And it's just awesome to have, because if your health changes, hint, hint, I know my family is protected in the event if anything happens, if I'm healthy and everything, except for my spine. But I'm always like, hey, it could be worse. I think it's so important that we protect ourselves for the unexpected. Number 4, do you have health insurance? My husband and I, we don't qualify for any special programs, so we do pay for our health insurance. This may be TMI for some people, but I'm being real AF. We do pay a couple $100 a month just to have health insurance. It's separate for a dental, and it has been amazing because when I went to get my MRI, I paid $0 out of pocket rather than having to pay God knows how much they charge for that. So I just think it's so important that even though, like, if you guys are making great income and everything, always protect yourself for the unexpected. And number 5, are you willing to go with the flow and give yourself grace? This has been one of the hardest things with this whole change. And I really hope, and I know this message is going to be for one of you guys. This is going to resonate and be home, just to give you guys a little perspective. Life can change in a quick moment. And if there's something I really want to hone in with this podcast today, is that I don't regret anything I did. I don't regret that I didn't take a chance. I am so happy that I did stuff scared, you guys. When I got offered to go speak, when I got offered to go help behind the scenes, when I got offered all the things, I said yes, even if I was terrified. I didn't allow, oh, well, I have kids, or it's not the perfect time, or all the stuff, excuses that we put because we're scared of our fear. I allowed myself to do it with fear. And now that my life has changed a little bit, I know there's some other opportunities and amazing things that are coming down the line right now for me and in the future. I always manifest my blessings alongside for me and know that life's happening for me. Give yourself time to cry and be sad. But remember, life is always constantly changing and evolving. We're never the same. I'm not the same person I was a year ago, 2 months ago, 10 years ago. I have changed and evolved, and you're allowed to change and evolve. And when people ask you, So who are you? We are not our job titles. We are humans. We are so complex. We have multiple skills and things that we can learn and natural talents. And that's who we are. We're not defined just by one title, one thing that we do. And out of this podcast, I hope it inspires you to diversify your income, to if there's other loves and things that you want to do, that you go for it, that you do it. And even if you're scared, you're willing to put yourself out there, because if tomorrow everything changes, if tomorrow, if you don't have no more like 2, 5, 10, 20 years to do the things that you wanted to do, I hope that you're able to look back and be like, you know what? That was fun. That was amazing. And something new and better is coming for me. And I have learned so much, that I've made mistakes. I fall. I am scared sometimes. I stumble upon my words. I am not perfect at writing things, even though I used to be, not anymore. I have other skills. I have beautiful assets to myself that I need to share with the world. I'm capable of helping others. I am not for everybody. Not everybody is for me, and that's okay. This world is different. This world needs your voice. This world needs your talent. We need your skills, and instead of following the crowd, be proud. Be happy to stand up and do what makes you happy, to live a life that's fulfilling for yourself, and don't live it to please others or given by the definition that our society and other people want to give us. We'll end with this, and I went over the 10 minutes. I tried. I am a mother by label. I was an educator by label, but for me, right now, it's so much more than that. I want my children to grow up and know that they're allowed to be human, that they're allowed to have their dreams and aspirations and do whatever brings them joy. And I'm going to end this beautiful quote my son gave me. He's like, Mom, what are you going to do next? Because you can't work like you used to doing hair. I'm like, honey, well, I have to figure out what I want to do. He's like, well, I know when I grow up, I'm just going to do whatever brings me joy. Mom, maybe you should just do whatever brings me joy. Not me joy, what brings you joy. And I was like, you know what? You're right, honey. Like, I need to do what brings me not only joy, but giving to other people, helping others with boundaries, because self-love is having boundaries, And I just did a post about that today. I am willing to step out to this new unknown. I'm willing to go with the flow. And I know this is not the end. It's just the beginning of something new. So I have created for you guys a freebie for you guys if you want to even tap into like digital courses or doing a digital product or teach something, like a digital type of form for your business. I created this free little freebie for you guys. It's free. It just totally shows things I wish somebody would have told me when I began my digital course creation, digital products. If I would have known what it really takes to do a course, because I know a lot of people are saying, oh, create it, and people will buy it and sell it like super easy. And there's so much more that goes into that. So I give you guys lots of tips and tricks in there. I wish I would have known from the beginning, but more than that, I hope this lesson that I'm going through really helps you to diversify your income and to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and show your beautiful talents, show your beautiful other capabilities that you have and offers, because we're all complex human beings. And now as everything's opening up, people have changed. I know that we're going to be able to go back and hug each other and be without masks one day. But we all have changed. And I think there's one beautiful, valuable lesson that we've learned this past year, and at least for me, after everything that I've shared and gone through and I've shared on this platform, is that even though I almost lost my daughter and my health and all the stuff that I've gone through, that life is so precious and is such a gift, and it should be treated as such. So if you have a dream or aspiration, go after it, you guys. Go knock on that door. Go ask. The worst thing they can say is no, or not right now, maybe later. But you're willing to not live with that regret, and you're willing to diversify your beautiful self to live a life of joy. so much love. I will see you guys back next week. It'll be something lighter, I promise. But I really just wanted to share this from the bottom of my heart. Like, it just came naturally to me. I'm like, I need to share this with my audience and tell you guys this because it's so impactful and so beautiful. And tomorrow I'm going to be at Clubhouse at 10 a.m. It's Monday, and I'm actually going to be joined by beautiful Caitlin Dust Color. And she is an awesome salon owner here in Sonoma County where I live. And I'm just really excited. We're going to be sharing about authenticity in your business. And that's going to be next week's podcast. So I'll see you guys back here on Wednesday. Bye, loves. Welcome back to the podcast. So today we're going to be talking about the importance of just being authentically you. What does authenticity mean in your business and different ways that you can tap into it. And let's get started. So being authentically you doesn't necessarily mean like you have to share everything and anything that's going on in your life. It's more about showing up as yourself, not like as somebody else. And I wanted to do this podcast today because somebody actually, her name is Michelle. She's not somebody, she's Michelle. And I did an interview with her, and she has this beautiful podcast, okay? But Michelle, I know you're going to hear this, but listen to the story, Linda. Listen. So she has this beautiful podcast, and it has different type of music in there and things like that on there. And it's just really awesome. And I really loved it. So I complimented her. I'm like, oh my gosh. And she's like, oh my gosh, let's like send me the link to your podcast. So I sent it to her, and I'm like, hey, Bambi, it's nothing like high production or nothing like that. It's just like we're literally out on my phone and I just get it done. And she's like, Celeste, you need to stop that. You need to bloom and blossom just like you are. Quit comparing yourself, And she said, why are you diminishing yourself and, what you're sharing? And she was telling me this about how she was in a room and there was like 400 people in there. And out of 400 people that wanted to start a podcast, 400 people that wanted to start a podcast, she said only 10 raised their hand that they actually have a podcast. The other 390 people out of 400, okay, guys, 390 people do not have a podcast, haven't started. And there's probably some element, if I can, I'm just making an assumption here. There is something that they feel stuck or overwhelmed, or some excuse to stop themselves from doing it. So you've been seeing a lot of my Instagram posts. I've been talking about just do it imperfectly. Just get it done and messy. Why am I saying that? If you guys notice my feed, I could have a beautiful curated feed that doesn't feel right to me. Okay. And that's what I mean. Be authentically you. What makes you happy? What makes you feel good? For me, I love fun stuff. So that's why I do. It's just all my personality is in my IG. I can't really explain it. It's just how I am. It makes sense to me. I know, and people are like, oh, well, if you know how to do it, why don't you do it? Because I would lose an essence of myself. Number two, it would be also you should be authentic to your business. And when people deal with, actually go into your business or know about you, they understand who you are. For me, they know, most people that know me just from looking at my aesthetic and from the things that I have in my home and the videos I make. I love to have fun, okay? I love to have fun, but when it comes down to business, it's business. And I love beautifully aesthetic things, but don't take myself seriously, okay? In the sense that I do take myself seriously in business. I love to do business. I love to know what I'm doing, and I love to have fun. Okay. Fun is number one in my priority, fun, even with my kids and stuff. I just think it's really important that we get done what we need to get done, and we focus always back on fun. And that's what I show my business. So how are you showing up? Right now, I know there's a big boom, you guys, and I really want to talk about this too. There's a big boom with digital products and courses, and sometimes we can feel well, why did she get that? Or, well, everybody has a course. Why would I want to do it? Or you know what? Everybody has a course. There's no room for me. And that is a lack of thinking, okay? Because there is room for you. I live in a town of 59,000 people, okay? And there used to be, because I don't know with everything that's happened, it was over 77 salons, you guys. 77 salons where I am at, okay? And do you think any of us have like lack of mentality? Most of us are like booked out. I'm no longer behind the chair, and it has nothing to do with, like my business. It had to do with my hand, and I had to put my health first. And even for me, you guys, I'm being really candid here, and I hope this helps one of you guys or many of you. Do you ever think you're not enough? Do you ever think there's no room for me or I'm no longer worthy? Because I was there. I was there. Not being able to do hair behind the chair, I'm like, you know what? Like, I can no longer do hair behind the chair, so I shouldn't call myself a stylist. I shouldn't call myself a blonde, like a brunette blonding specialist like I used to do. I don't deserve A, B, and C. And I was like, you know what, Celeste? That's lack of mentality. That's disgusting. It makes me feel yucky. I'm like, you have worked your butt off. You have all this knowledge, and you're still worthy and deserving of all your blessings, whether or not you're physically doing hair behind the chair. Nobody can take that experience. Nobody can take that knowledge. And I continue to grow my knowledge, even if I'm not behind the chair, because it's something I love. And I got this beautiful message from one of my clients. And she was like, you know what? Like, I know that you love what you do. And you are always so kind. And I was like, you know what? It has nothing to do with me. It's about what they're seeing. And that is what matters to me. That they can know when somebody comes to me or for a service, no matter what I do in my life, it's about them. It's about them being treated with kindness. It's about you being treated with kindness, even through this podcast. I don't do it in a boastful way. I don't do it in a way to like glamorize myself. I do it in a way where people can learn from my mistakes. People can learn from my lessons. So hopefully they don't have to go through everything I've had to go through to know. And I know last week's podcast was very in depth about, financials and having different streams of income. But now more than ever, loves, it's so important that we do have multiple streams of income. And I am working on many things right now. Like you guys know, usually when I go quiet, it's because I'm working on things to get them out. To actually push them out. But this has been such different work, and I really hope it helps you. So if you have a notebook and a piece of pen or paper, or you can do this after, you can go back. It's at 7 minutes, 2 seconds. You can go ahead and listen to this prompt, okay? So we're going to do a game. And there is this affirmation game, okay? So it's affirmation cards, and this is going to be my new game I'm going to be doing live starting today. So I'm just going to shuffle. And whatever card it lands in, that's the one we're going to grab, okay? So the affirmation for today is nature. It is time to unleash your inner hippie. Step out of that man-made box. Take a walk in the woods. Smell those flowers. Hug some trees. You might think you're being ironic, like, look at me, I'm being all tree huggery and stuff. But you'll find that even those trees will hug you back. Trees come from a time before irony. And they're earnest and impervious to our jaded humor. If that doesn't make you want to hug them even more, well, I guess you're a robot. And this is from my affirmation card, and I can't wait for you guys to see them actually live on IG. I have different decks now, and this is not tarot, nothing like that, you guys. It's just to kind of help you, like, for a journal prompt. So we're going to do a journal prompt about why are you doing it? Why are you doing what you're doing right now? Why? Why are you working nonstop? Why are you working where you're at? Why are you trying to achieve the next big goal? Why can't you slow down? And why does it matter? This has been what I've been doing the past few weeks, you guys. You guys know I love to take education and courses. And I just invested in 4 different things. One of them has to do with business, which I'm not going to start till next month. And the other one, it wasn't a good fit. And, I did monthly, so, I'll let that go. Actually, two of them were not good fits, so I'm going to let them go. Their monthly memberships. But the other one was beautiful. And it has to do with a lot. Why are we doing things? And I think it's so important that we go back to our why. Because we get so lost with the noise and social media and what are you doing? And somebody else is prettier. I did that today, you guys. And I'm being here candid telling you guys. I did that today. I am devaluing my worth. And she said something. She said something beautiful. She's like, Celeste. You guys have to listen to her. Like, you don't have to, but I totally recommend her podcast. It's so beautiful. And I'll put that up with this on my IG when I post this. Why are we diminishing our value? Why can we understand that what some people will resonate with her and they love her, okay? And some people will not, resonate with me. And that's okay, because I'm not for everybody, you guys. You are not for everybody. And like she was saying, she's like, and there's people that are going to resonate with you, Celeste, and love it and look at mine and be like, no. There's people for you that are designed to be with you, you guys, like to actually want to be around you. And sometimes we get so caught up with go, 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 do. Here comes the queen of, I'm the queen of like, I would do. And that was like my biggest mistake. It's like, I was do, have. And it was wrong, you guys. You have to be the person that does the things to, have what you want. You already have it. You can't be, even, I always tell you guys, like, even want and have is like, it depends how you use it. Have, I think it's a beautiful word because it can be used in two ways. In lack of, or something that you already have. Like it's already obtained in your hand. Like I already have this cell phone in my hand. And you already have the keys to make your success happen. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the person that you have already made $100,000 in your business. Listen, I know. You're like, what? I know. So we're going to end it with this. You have already made $100,000 in your business. How is that possible? I want you, so according to the, U.S. statistics, hairstylists earn around like $20,000 a year, supposedly, okay? Because most people don't report their income, and, that's another episode we're not going to talk about. But let's say you make $20,000 a year, okay? And you've been in the industry for 5 years, okay? Sure, it took you 5 years, but guess what? You already made $100,000. If you've been 5 years in the industry and you've at least made $20,000 a year, you've already made $100,000. Because everybody's talking about this 6-figure, which I don't believe in, but that's another episode. Get to this mark. You've already made $100,000. Did you change? Did you become less kind? Because some of us are so afraid of leveling up or changing because, oh my gosh, money's going to change me. No. Money is neither good or bad. It's an energy exchange, you guys. It grows on trees. It comes from paper. It does. And paper, comes from a tree. So, you've already made $100,000 in your business. So, have you changed? Did all the fears that you thought were going to happen? No. Okay. So, why can you make $100,000 if you want to in a year? And is that going to make you happen? Why do you want that so bad? Why is that going to make you really happy? Like, why? What's the behind the why? And rediscovering my own whys has been so beautiful in the part that I am enough today. I don't need to prove anything to anybody except for myself. And I need to make myself happy. And not everything I do is to be shared with everyone. And that is okay. And having boundaries is a beautiful thing. And you are enough. And you are special. And you deserve everything you want in your life and more. But only you can do that. Only you can decide to take imperfect action. And you know what? And even with imperfect action, honestly, it's just taking action. It's neither bad or good. It's taking action to be able to get closer to something that you want and you dream about. And I really hope that you start doing not just the journaling, but really going back to your why and practicing, taking action. I love to like journal and everything, but right now has been really of just like really letting go. Like, okay, I feel like bad. Why I feel bad. Okay, how can I do to reframe that? And it's a daily constant practice, you guys. Or, I want B. Why do I want B? Okay, is that aligned with my ultimate life goal? Yes or no? And like it's just how. And also with that has been letting go a lot of expectations for me, because I am the type of person that I do have my identity attached to my to what I do for a living, because that was the only place I felt I had quote unquote control over in my life. And it has been the thing that has kept me like in control, quote unquote. But really in life, there's no control, you guys. Like as much as this was such a beautiful lesson that I had to learn the hard way with my hand issue, with my spine and everything. So my spine up in my neck, there's something wrong there, and it numbs my left hand and arm sometimes. And to the point where I can't open it. And today I was able to wake up and push it all the way back. And it feels so beautiful to not feel like I have strings attached to it. It feels so liberating, and I feel so grateful. And I know it's just my hand. And I still cannot go to work, and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. But you know what? I'm willing to just go with the freaking flow for once in my life. And it's a constant daily practice. It's not perfect. I haven't reached the point, and that's the point of this podcast, loves. We never get to be like, oh, this is it and that's done. No, you can always reach for more. You can always decide, you know what, I'm enough and this is beautiful. And you can always decide to just go with the flow. Or you can decide not to do anything. The moral of the story is that it's your choice. It's not mine. It's not your mom, your dad's, people's, your partners, your kids. It's nobody's choice. It's your choice to decide. Am I going with the flow? Am I enough? Am I going to do this today? The choice is yours. So with everything in life, as hard as it may be, and allow yourself to give yourself grace, to cry, to process the feelings, because we're human. I cry, okay? I'm not perfect. I mess up. But I know that there's like powerful tools like I am sorry. There's powerful tools like today is a new day. I can start all over. I don't have to wait for a New Year's resolution. And there's this other beautiful thing called flow, and giving myself grace that I am human and I can allow to be enough today and be enough for others, be enough of an example, and know that I have value to give to others. And it's okay if it looks different, if it sounds different, and if I am different. And I hope you tap into that to know how beautiful, uniquely you are. And if you just tap into that and you allow people to see how wonderful you truly are, by just being yourself and doing what feels good for you, not what's trending, not what asking an expert A, B, and C. You can ask for opinions and advice. Of course, I have coaches, you guys. I do. I have coaches, but the beautiful thing I think is my coaches now are like way different than what I used to do. Way, way different. And they all have this beautiful one person in common. And my goal for next year, which I have really, because I know my success is here to stay and it comes from within. So does yours. All your success and accomplishments comes from within you. Nobody else. That's your superpower, okay? I know one day I'll be able to work with him, and I hope next year is the year that I get to do his next level program, because that's one of my main goals, because I just know that's the next level where I need to reach. But this year I need to really focus on the flow and just being, working on my own self. And even me, with all the things that I've shared and I've done, I still work on myself every day. And I give myself grace too on taking days off and just being with the flow and is scheduling to go out to the trees, which surprisingly, that's why I was laughing at that affirmation card, because we're going to the Redwoods and we rented a hotel and everything. We're going to be leaving next weekend just to be out in wilderness. I love the trees. It's such an amazing reset for me. There's no agenda. I just know I'm going to go see a tree. I've been dreaming about hugging a tree. So I'm going to go hug a tree. And that's my agenda for next week, is go hug a tree and just be in the flow and see where we end up and go explore. And it's such a beautiful, freeing thing. It has taken a lot of work, but that's my why. Be in the flow. Allow life to happen and say thank you and bless those around me with it as well. Because I really, truly do believe that I am worthy of all my blessings. And there's amazing, kind people that are worthy to, and that I should be sharing those with too, and that it's okay to have boundaries. Boundaries are self-love. And I hope that this podcast gave you a sense of going back to your why. Go back to what matters. See what comes up for you and work on it. And I think that's the hardest part, is to work on it, especially when it has to do with ourselves. So much love for you guys. Remember, life's happening for us. And you'll be surprised. You'll be very surprised what beautiful messages and things life has for us if we allow it to happen. So, have an amazing week. And I'll see you back here next week on my podcast. Bye, loves.